What's up, YouTube? This is Josh, Vegas Butler. Man, I tell you what, this is crazy. So you ever walk into a grocery store and you see something like grape nuts and you're like, grape nuts? Man, I hadn't thought about that cereal in 20 years or 10, however old you are. And but you didn't say anything, you know. And then the next day, you're on your face on your iPhone, and boom, grape nuts ads start popping up. It's crazy. Well, it's pretty much what yakgadget, had to look at the name. That's what yakgadget pretty much did for me. It's the creepiest stuff ever. So if you know me, I've had pro anglers, I've had Outbacks, I've had the Titans, both sizes, everything, big pedal kayak guy. And when the XI3 came out, I was like, you know what? I'm 43 years old. I was like, I just want to get there, man. I work out every day. I don't need to work out. You know, I'm not using my water time as exercise time, which if you are, that's awesome. But right now, like I said, I just want to get there. I want to fish. I want to be able to spot lock. I want to do all the fun stuff. You know what I mean? Just 100% fun. And I wasn't having fun because I was having to take an hour to take my stuff and put it on my kayak, and then an hour to take my stuff and take it off the kayak. And I just had, 5 or 6 3700s. I just crazy amounts of tackle. I had 10 rods on the boat. I used 5, depending on, if you're doing top water and that kind of stuff, I was maybe using 5 and every day. And I was maybe touching my tackle, maybe 10% is what I was using. 10% at the most, maybe 3%. So I said, you know what, let's change the frame of mind. I said, I'm going to go with a motor. I said, I'm going to go with a boat that I can stand in. And I got the Nucanoe Pursuit, and it was just too heavy. I could have put it on a trailer. It would have been fine. I have a little car top. It was too heavy. So I was like, well, what's the next best option? Nucanoe makes an F10. So I got the F10. It's perfect. It's everything I ever wanted. It's wide. It's tall. So it holds 500 pounds. So it's going to hold all my weight. It's super easy. I can throw it on the top of my car. My car loves it. Throw it. I'm out. Zoom, zipping out. Throw my Boondocks landing gear in the water, out of the water. So I took all my tackle, condensed them into these guys, little ice boxes, which I loved them the first day they came out. I think I did a video on them. But these little guys, super small, super awesome. I took everything I needed, turned it into 3 tackle boxes. That's all I need. I got a little bag for my for my soft plastics, and I'm good to go. So I've got my motor, I've got my my Nucanoe F10, and everything's great. I'm using an H crate, a Hobie H crate. So I've got these little tackle boxes, and they're just sliding around back there in the back. There's too much room. And the F10 is also small, so I have to choose wisely where I put this battery, if I'm going to run it up front or run it in the back. So far, I just got everything, all my stickers, everything, and I haven't actually taken it on the water yet, other than paddling it. Paddled great. But I did take the motor out on the Pursuit, so I know it's going to work great. But it's where you want to place that battery, where you want to run it up front and then put a little bit too much, weight in the front, even though it's a fairly short boat, so your weight would counteract that. Counteract that. So anyway, I decided, I saw a guy who took his H crate and put a battery in there. Well, man, there was so much room in that thing. That battery is just sloshing all around. It's crazy. Well, so I was like, let me check out some other options. I had seen the yakgadget, and I was pretty stoked about it. I'm not gonna lie, the one guy on YouTube that said that he only found one other video, went over it, and it was pretty cool, and that he put one thing upside down. That one thing upside down was the back wall, and make sure that you put it in the back wall the right side up, because he didn't tell you which wall he put in backwards, but you put it upside down and the rod tubes won't fit in there. So put that right side up and you're good to go. And the little screws, make sure the screws come in instead of out. I was trying to save space, but anyway. So so I got it, put it together. Now let me show you this. This is the creepy part, all right? So, these 3 guys fit in here like money. I have only 2 hands, so I'll pull this one out. But all 3 of those go right on in there, boom, 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 right? And I was like, man, that's all I carry on this little guy right here. I got some, just my favorites. I pull out, good to go. If I use more than 5 in a day, then I'm having some trouble, you know? So anyway, that's what pre-fishing's for. Pre-fishing, figure out what you want to do. Check this out, man. Okay, so I had my battery box. My battery box was too big. They didn't have a battery box that was tight enough for it. It was fine. It was great. But look at this. Holy cow. I mean, can you see anything in there? Like, that is the coolest thing I've ever seen in my life. Now, they already had a hole right here. As you can see, I guess it's to add an extra tube. And the size of screw that I was using for my fuse was the exact same size as that hole right there. So my positives, I got this connection from Bass Pro. I think this thing is pretty darn cool. But so that's going to go back into the back here and plug in. And the wire for the negative goes right through there. And I know what you're thinking. I could take this and run it through there as well, over here to the positive. But my hand fits perfect right here. And there's just not, I guess I could squeeze it through there, but it's not worth it to me, you know? So it's perfect. I mean, you couldn't make that thing. If I had sat there and I said, yakgadget, man, this is what I need. You know, could you make me one? I still have room to put whatever kind of tools I have, because I do need to take tools out to be able to adjust my bolts and whatnot. Now I have a nice little tool area, a nice little safety kit area, and if I want to throw another one of these guys in there, I can. But that's not necessary because I've got every darn thing that I need on my terminal tackle. I mean, you name it. And 3 of those guys. I've got big walking baits. Absolutely awesome. And now check this out. Check this out. So now I just stick this on right here. Boom, boom. Protect it out of the shade, and we are on the water and out of here. 1 box. Thanks, yakgadget.